Hello everybody, this is JD. Today I'm going to talk about two things. One is I'm going to talk about Warren Buffett and his article and what I feel, my personal opinions of what it actually is. And two, the presidents of the United States of America. The first one I'm going to talk about is presidents of the United States. You can deny it all you want, but here is a historical fact. The first president of the United States of America was John Hanson. The eighth president of the United States of America and the first congressional president was George Washington. Now, all you people who are in total denial better listen to this. There is some proof to that. First, when George Washington was elected, the office had already been established. And when asked, what should we call you? He looked at them and said, Mr. President, the exact title of the previous 7 presidents, because this was a continuation of the United States of America. Now as a nation, not as 13 struggling states trying to be a nation. Now, some argue, well, the Articles of Confederation never mentioned the office of the president. Right, because they didn't know it was needed till this Revolutionary War ended. The Articles of Confederation was written very quickly. Not so with the Constitution. Now, immediately upon the end of the Revolutionary War, they realized they needed a leader. The first one was appointed was John Hanson, and they gave him the title of president. Now, we're going to have to get some real proof that it's a continuation line. Something solid that you could put your hand on. There is. 1781, John Hanson was appointed President of the United States by their Congress of the states. 1782, John Hanson designed the Great Seal of the United States. And it has been used to this very day. Now you say, yeah, but the president has his own seal. Yes, and when did that seal come into effect? 1943, 1944, 1945, somewhere in there. It was used a couple years earlier. They don't know exactly when, but it did not become official until, I believe, 1943. The Great Seal of the United States of America was the seal. To this day, any official documents transferred from our nation to another nation is sealed with the Great Seal of the United States of America. To this day, the Great Seal of the United States of America is used on all official documentation. Yes. And if you don't believe me and you want to see what the front side of the Great Seal looks like, take a look at any passport. It's right on the cover. Yes, John Hanson, the very first president. George Washington acknowledged them. Each and every one of the first 7 by telling everyone to call him president. Now, everybody who does not believe that, and everybody who writes history that don't believe that, are creating a major misjudgment on our own history. Because, see, when the Revolutionary War ended, until the Constitution was adopted, you had 13 states trying to become a nation. The Articles of Confederation did not mention the office of president. So after the war, they realized they needed one, and they appointed John Hanson. And John Hanson set up the office of the president. Now, if you want to find out how John Hanson set up the office of president, read the Constitution, the executive branch. That's how he set it up. Yes. That is his work. And had he not died before the Constitution was written, I could promise you he would have been there. So the Great Seal is the actual proof running from 1782 to this present day. And the actual way the office is set up in accordance with the Constitution, in accordance to John Hansen's work. Now, you can all get in denial if you want, and in accordance to George Washington's statement, what to be called when he was elected and inaugurated. They expected a different title. But by his statement, Mr. President, he had acknowledged the 7 before him. I will agree 100% he is the first congressional president. I will also agree he is the 8th president of the United States of America. Big difference. 1781, after the Revolutionary War, the United States of America as a nation came into existence. The forming and gelling was under the Articles of Confederation. That is the time that was needed for 13 states to transfer to one nation. And the Constitution is the nation they became. But the first 7 presidents are very important to this nation. And their historical contribution, both during the Revolutionary War, prior to the Revolutionary War, and after the Revolutionary War, are very important. You could call them pre-constitutional presidents, or presidents under the Articles of Confederation. But those first 7 men are an important part of our history. And John Hanson was the very first president of the United States. And to prove that, we have the words of George Washington. When asked what to be called, he said, "Mr. President," just like the previous. And the continuation from 1782 to the present of the Great Seal of the United States of America. Can't argue those facts there. Now, let's get on to the next thing. I said Warren Buffett's statement, in my opinion, is very similar to the statements Hillary Clinton have made and several other politicians. He is a strong supporter of Obama, and that's all that article I feel is. I read the article. It's nothing more than political mumbo-jumbo. I put it in the same category as I put it in a lot of the politicians. A pile of junk. Why do I say that, in my opinion? Because there is something at the end of your income tax, a little box that you can check and add more money to. Now, Warren Buffett said, well, my income tax was 17%, which is even less than what my secretary paid. But I checked and added another 4 million or 5 million. Then I would say there's an honorable man. Because he felt he didn't pay enough in taxes, so he added more. Which he could have done. But he didn't. And that's what I hold against these rich people who say, oh, we should pay more in taxes. But they never do. When they have the opportunity to do so. And that's what makes them hypocritical. By not doing that, and then saying, I should have paid more in taxes. No, you didn't feel you should have paid more in taxes, otherwise you would have. There's a lot of Americans who do taxes like I do. I do my taxes till I get enough what I consider return, and I stop. I don't need no more deductions. I don't add any more deductions. I just stop. For example, last year, I got to a certain point. I said, well, that's the most I ever got back. No, that's good. And I stopped. I did not claim anything from that store that I had, in which I pay $600 a month in rent. My electric bill runs about $150. My water bill runs about $75. And because we have a store, we have expanded a lot of merchandise. We now have in the store Mattel items. We now have Icy Craft articles, which is a synthetic plastic that looks like crystal. We have crystal products. We even carry Avon for our customers. We carry Kathy dolls and golden what? Golden keepsake dolls. And we carry Spin Master products. In case you guys don't know what Spin Master is, it's Air Hog products. All that is in our store. It had all been added. But not on my income tax because I felt I got enough back. I just stopped. And then when I ended, it did something I never expected. It gave me a credit for my daughter. Which part of that credit went into her savings account for college. Not all of it, part of it. So, next time a rich person says to you, I only paid this percentage. I felt I should pay more. Ask them, did you check that box at the end of your tax and add it to it? They say no. You're listening to a hypocrite. If he felt he should have paid more, he should have paid more. The opportunity is there. Shut that off. The opportunity is there. Don't even turn the boob tube on. Keep it off. Boob tube is my answer for the TV. That's what I call the TV. Okay? So bottom line is, if he felt he should have paid more, why didn't he pay more? Same thing Hillary Clinton did, yelled, oh, I don't pay enough, so I should have paid more. But I do agree a little bit with Obama on this, but not at 250,000. 250,000, too many small businesses that are just making it is in that group. I would say 750,000. Go from that group, or maybe 1 million in that group. That profit area could afford more taxes. And Warren Buffett definitely could afford more taxes. Close a lot of those loopholes at the other end. And that would fix a lot of the problems and raise the taxes on those who make a lot more money than you and I. But then Congress would have to do that, wouldn't they? And the president would have to really, and I would get up there and name what I want to close. But that's it for now. So now you understand why I do not agree with Warren Buffett's statement other than a political ploy to support Obama and his 250,000. Try to push that through. If you want to fix the budget, we have a broken tax system very similar to the Articles of Confederation, non-functional. And like the Articles of Confederation, the Constitution was written in order to form a more perfect union. I feel that we should totally rewrite our tax system in order to form a more perfect, fair, just tax system and go to the sales tax. Unfortunately, I have to be elected for this to happen. You have a nice day. This is JD. But understand, people, nothing's impossible, and we can do it. You and I. We can fix the economy of our nation. But we have to, not the lawyers from Congress or Senate or anywhere else, or the House. Thank you. This is JD.